Welcome back to Young Tripp Reactions. The next video we're going to do on February 8th of 2026 is woman says that she quit her job without a backup plan. Check this one out, y'all.
I quit my job today. I didn't intend to do that. I don't have another job lined up. And I'm not getting on TikTok to hope for my viral moment so that I can make this my job instead. Though that would be really nice. I don't expect that. Instead, I just kind of want to talk about how it really sucks to understand fundamentally that I have to participate in capitalism in order to make money and live in this world. But God, I don't want to do it anymore. Like, what job is there where it's okay for me to be a human being who has bad days? Because every job I've ever had gets real mad when you need a day off but don't have a doctor's note, and they fail to have any sympathy for the fact that they're the ones that are paying you and you have no money to go to the doctor for that doctor's note. Make that make sense. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I've been applying to jobs for weeks because I already wanted to leave. I didn't expect to leave like this. I hope to have a job before then. But I can't think of a single job that I want.
She definitely does want to be a content creator. She definitely was looking into this video that she made on TikTok to become a one-hit wonder. Because not hating on TikTok, but most people who make videos on TikTok is looking for a one-hit wonder, and a lot of those people do become one-hit wonders. If you really want to be like a serious or real content creator, then YouTube and Instagram is gonna be where you really want to go, because even being a regular content creator as a job, it does take work. I am a music artist that has had 2 songs blow up that people know. My recovery song that tells my story about how one of my eyes is not as good due to me having severe vision loss, where I had to even go to a school for vision loss. So I know what that's like. I have another song called Pressed that people really like as well too. I have 2 versions of that, Press Original and Press Remix, that also blew up, that a lot of people seem to like as well too, along with a few other songs. But all of that takes work. I have to first write those songs. I usually write them in my head, but I have to usually write those songs and create those songs and create beats and things like that to those songs, and then go to the studio and whatnot and record them and things like that. Being even a content creator takes work. Me making these videos even for you guys is even work, even though reaction videos is easy to do, but it still involves a lot of work as well too. You have to find videos to react to, then you have to play these videos, then you have to react and give your input on those videos, and then be able to upload them to social media platforms. Yeah, it may not be a whole lot to do reaction videos, but it is still involving work. And then the same thing when you go back to my music, you have to get the cover art for the music. Then you have to put the music over the top of it. You got to stretch the cover art that is going as long as the song. You got to edit the song. You got to do all the things to make the song be what it is. You know, at the beginning, you got to produce it. You got to make the beat for it. I mean, being a content creator, whatever that may be, it still involves a lot of work. I mean, I was doing blogs, videos, and then I realized and spoke to people that reaction videos would actually be better for me than doing blogs with my eyesight regarding editing and stuff. So, I mean, a, a person can make content work for them, however that works for them. I know for my music, it works where I do have somebody edit the music videos stuff when I put it on and put the artwork and stretch the artwork and do all that for me, where the picture's going all the way across the screen. The same thing with my reaction videos. Reaction videos is obviously a lot easier than doing music because I got to record and go to the studio and then make the song and all that other stuff after my producer produces the beat and all that, and me working with him to do all that to make the music sound how I want it to sound. So being a creator is quite a bit of work. It's not no walk in the park. She's thinking that way because you're trying to be a one-hit wonder on TikTok. Another thing is on YouTube, you have to get to 1,000 followers on YouTube, basically 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 hours of watch time, which means the person has to be watching a lot of your videos, or your videos or songs have to be on serious streaming platforms to get multiple plays for you to be able to get paid from YouTube. Another thing is with YouTube, you get paid once a month on these platforms, Instagram and all these other platforms. You get paid once a month, almost like a disability check, as a person who also has a legal disability, as I spoke about my eyesight already, about me being legally blind severely in one of my eyes. Getting paid from YouTube is almost like getting a disability check. It's not like getting paid every 2 weeks from an employer. Or every week or anything like that. It's not of that type of sort. So, yeah, what she's referring to is just being a one-hit wonder on TikTok, and she was definitely hoping that that's what would have happened to her. And instead, that's not what's happening. And so now she needs to look for a actual job. It's just sad that people don't want to work and not want to accept working.
Because I don't want to work. And I know that there's going to be a bunch of fucking old people and Republicans that are going to come yell at me and say, these people these days, they don't want to work, blah, blah, blah. No, I fucking don't. And you're brainwashed if you do. I don't want to work. I want to do the shit I enjoy. And I think everyone does.
A person can get a job that they enjoy too. Like, I always wanted to be a homicide detective. Obviously, due to my vision loss situation, cannot be a homicide detective because most homicide detectives have to drive a car. You have to drive to different scenes. You can't be catching Ubers and Lyfts to homicide scenes. That's a big thing with obviously me not being able to be a homicide detective. But you can find other things that you also like. Like, I went and got me a culinary degree. I have a culinary degree. I like cooking, but it's not the same as wanting to be a homicide detective. I also like doing content, which is like the second best thing behind me wanting to be a homicide detective. I do that. So I make my own music. I make reaction videos like this. So you just got to find other things along with just one thing, because that one thing may not pan out. So you need to have another option as well too. I get kind of what she's saying though too. You want to be able to have a passion or a job that you like to do, that maybe you would do it for a little while without being paid, if it was connected to the government and the government shut down or so. Like, for me being wanting to be a homicide detective, I would be a homicide detective for free. I would eventually want to be paid because I got to be able to provide for my own family, and I got to be able to be resourceful and give back to the community and all that other stuff and pay for things as I buy things and do things. But overall, if somebody asked me what job would I be passionate about and do, and if I needed to wait to get paid for some type of reason, obviously that would be a homicide detective. I enjoy doing cooking. I don't know if I would cook without being paid. I do that obviously at home, regarding family and cook and things like that. I would do that. But what we're talking about is cooking like as a job for someone at a place and at a business. If it's a company that I like I like the companies that I cook for now. The company that I cook for now, I enjoy cooking for them. So I probably would cook for free for them because they're such a great company. But there are some companies that I've worked for where I've been like, I don't know if I would cook for them for free, right? As I'm sitting here thinking about it now. So I do get what she's saying about, doing your passion and stuff, but you have to be paid to be able to connect it to your passion, and not, just, talking about just sitting around, just doing whatever you want to do, living like a child. And that's kind of like the way she's explaining it, sitting around and kind of living like a child. And that's not going to work. You got to be able to pay bills. You got a couch that she, as you see in the video here, that she's sitting on, which Anton is going to get into that once he talks as well too. That there's a couch that she's sitting on and everything else that she benefits from. If she has a car and everything else, that car has to be paid for and all that. So you got to be able to have a job and be paid for the things that that you are doing, and other people that you are benefiting from, like a car, a couch, and things like that, have to be paid for as well too. You can't just be having things. But let's get back into it.
And you're lying to yourself if you don't. And that's not to say that shit doesn't need to get done, but I don't want to be on my deathbed, look back and be like, wow, I didn't have any happy moments because all of it was spent worried about whether or not I was a good fucking employee. That's all.
So. And then also, before I let Anton talk, you don't have to necessarily be an employee. Go get you a business degree, start your own business, try to, do something like that. But it just sounds like I said before, she doesn't even want to work, don't want to do anything. She wants to have a viral one-hit wonder off TikTok and that be all her money for the rest of her life. Not even continue to make other videos or nothing like that. She just wants a one-hit wonder show. Even with me being visually impaired, I get up every day and work jobs, me making content like this, my cooking jobs and other things that I do to stay giving into the community and doing the things that I need to do to be able to be resourceful and bring in money and make money and get money and all that, even having severe vision loss. So yes, this is a person who is just looking for a handout, just want somebody to give her stuff, and that's just crazy to me. You are able to work, you are able-bodied, you ain't stuck in the bed, you ain't none of that. You are able to benefit from society. You're not severely disabled, none of that. Why do you think that you should just get money? There's nothing wrong with you. You can work and make your own money. I mean, I know people who are severely disabled, who can't really work, can't really understand what it is to work. I've been around a lot of disabled people because I've met people who are severely legally blind that have other disabilities on top where they can't even work. It's just sad when I see people who don't want to work, or they want to have a one-hit wonder off social media. They don't even want to continue to work and make money off of social media, like how I'm sitting here making a video for you guys. They don't want to even do that. They want a one-hit wonder. type thing where they make one video and blow up and they're famous off of that video forever. That is crazy. Back to it.
Well, let me get this straight. You want money, but you don't want to work. You want shelter, but you don't want to work. How do you think that all of these things exist? The person that works at the water plant that purifies the water, the person that keeps the electricity on the lineman, the people that sweep up the halls and create the infrastructure and they do all of the concrete work and these buildings and that drywall that you have inside of your house and those clothes that are made and the couch that you have in the background. Who do you think make all of that? And do you think that they should be compensated as a result of what it is that they do? Just because you want to be a fairy and lay around all day and dress up as cosplay and don't want to be an adult does not mean that life should just exist the way you want it to. And again, I always like to give myself a reality check and I say, well, if this is hunter-gatherer days, and if we remove all of these words, socialism, capitalism, all of the isms, right? What would I have to do in order to feed myself and keep a roof over my head? I would have to go hustle, grind, work, hunt, kill, all of this type of stuff, right? Defend my land. All of these things, we're just experiencing it in the modern version. So now that we've civilized society and women have the ability to work, she doesn't want to remove her piercings. She just wants to be a fairy. She wants to lay around all day. Let me ask y'all another question. What do you do if you don't have any work or job to go to? What do you do all day? Drink wine, watch TV?
If you get lucky, you can win at least a mini jackpot in as fast as 20 spins.
And now they say, okay, well, I don't want any old person or Republicans to tell me that I need to work. So basically, this is what leads to people that say, okay, well, now you guys need to just tax the rich more. People that work 18, 20-hour days to build their businesses, people that hustle, people that did whatever it is that they had to do in order to send their kids to schools and pay taxes for that and all of this type of stuff. They want to overtax people that work their ass off and actually put in the work so that they can relax. And then she lied. She sat there and said, oh, man, no, I didn't mean to quit my... Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You just said that you was also looking to quit for a long time. So, I don't take these type of people serious because they don't take themselves serious. They're not serious about life. Whatever it is and however they were raised, they were never taught to be serious about life. And it's very, very, very maddening because then they'll come for you and tell you that, oh, man, you're the problem because you actually want to be a productive member and make society better and also do the thing that's in the best interest of your family or yourself.
I don't need a perfect life, even. I don't need, amazing shit. I just want to look back and have more joy than despair. I don't feel like that's a lot to add.
She's a child in an adult's body.
Feels like a lot.
Absolutely. Anton is absolutely right. She is a child exactly in a woman's body. That's it.
Ask, actually, in the times we're living in, I don't know. I had an idea that I was going to sit down and make a TikTok and it was going to be some grand thing that I was just like, mic drop. How amazing was that? I don't know why I think that every time I'm going to make a TikTok. I think that this one's going to be the masterpiece and then I have fucking nothing to say because I'm not that remarkable of a person. I just have a thought.
And again, just proves my point of she is looking to be a one-hit wonder off TikTok. As she says that, oh, I think that this is going to be my grand moment on TikTok. Oh, I think this is going to be my grand moment on TikTok. Why do you want to just be a one-hit wonder when you can actually have a job and do this on social media, on YouTube, and grow a real platform and put real work in it and make actual videos and all of that, get to the 1,000 subscribers mark, get to the 4,000 hours of watch time, do all the things and find a topic on YouTube or find the right type of videos for you to make on YouTube where you can grow and actually make money and contribute to society by making the videos that you should be making on YouTube, versus trying to be a one-hit wonder off TikTok. Oh, the world that we came to is just crazy.
Thoughts. I have thoughts in my brain and I want to share them. See, I'm not that remarkable of a person, clearly.
Aw, she wants us to feel sorry for her.
I don't know. If anyone has any tips
crazy videos,
for
crazy video.
being an adult human in these dumpster fire times, please share them. Community is everything at these times, and I mean that genuinely, although I sound sarcastic.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna go pick up my library book and I guess keep applying to jobs. See y'all later.
Yeah, she's definitely very childish, like, with her mindset of just thinking that the world is just going to drop things in front of her, don't have to work, don't have to do anything, quitting jobs. That is crazy. That is crazy. Because everybody has to work to be able to have the life that they want to have. And sometimes it's tougher for others, and you just got to make it work. I don't get it. I don't get it. If you don't like your job, go get another one. That's just it. I think she's crying about working for someone. Then start your own business. Start somewhere with it. Create your own YouTube channel if you want to go make videos and all that on YouTube and stuff like that. Because TikTok ain't it. TikTok is a one-hit wonder show. So, no disrespect to TikTok. But most of the people on there is a one-hit wonder. It's not a platform like YouTube or Instagram. But back to it.
And then that's the type of person that will try to change your culture and tell you how to run your business in order to make them more comfortable.
I'm about to put in my 2 weeks at my corporate job in probably an hour. I'm on lunch right now. I am so scared. I'm either going to throw up or cry. Maybe a mix of both. We're not really sure. But this has been something I've wanted to do for a really long time. And I've just committed to the fact that nothing changes if nothing changes. And here we are going out on a limb, taking the leap, and trusting that the net will appear. So, wish me luck.
How does that work?
You said you're about to put this woman here. This is a different woman, you guys. She said that she's about to put her 2 weeks in. Ma'am, why aren't you thinking about this? What about how are you going to pay your bills? How are you going to do anything? This is just wild. How are you going to be an adult and do things that you need to do if you are just waking up in the morning and saying, I'm about to put in my 2 weeks? What are you going to do? Back to it, y'all.
I don't know if guys have this luxury. And I'm not saying that guys should compare themselves to women, but this has to be a situation where she is in a relationship and she can feel comfortable doing this because she don't have to worry about paying her rent or getting put out on the street or a car note or something like this. I've always been amazed at people that come to these conclusions and say, hey, man, I could quit my job without a backup plan. Who does that? What world are we living in? I am not familiar with these species of people.
Yep. It's called a home equity agreement.
And
I got $143,000 for my home.
I'm not. And when I was broke and there was no jobs for real, like this is light work. You know what I'm saying? We looking at the jobs report and all of this stuff. Listen, bro, I see opportunities out there every single day, and people don't want them because they don't feel comfortable enough to not work from home. You know what I'm saying? So when I was broke, it was miserable not working. And so I went out and I worked and I created a job for myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's when you really get into businesses and everything. And you work harder when you don't have a job to get a job and to generate income than if you do have a job. And so I don't understand how people quit their job without having a backup plan. This is wild to me.
Report back later.
So I quit my job and now I have 60 days to figure out what the heck I'm doing.
Wild. I quit my job and I have 60 days to figure out what I'm doing. Why did you quit your job?
Long story short, my job wasn't working out for me anymore, so I quit. And now I have nothing lined up for afterward.
So you quit your job because it wasn't working out anymore, but you didn't get something else in place before it wasn't working out anymore, or as you were realizing that it wasn't working out anymore, because that doesn't just happen in a day if it's just that your job wasn't working out anymore. That happens over time where you're seeing things to realize that it's not working out anymore.
So I'm on the journey to figure out what I really want to do and how it's actually going to fulfill me and make me feel like I'm living the life I want to. As fun and spontaneous as I love to be, I've never really taken a big risk like this, but I truly felt in my spirit that
this is not a risk. This is pure stupidity and craziness. This is not a risk. A risk may be trying out a new career where you apply to something that's new that you've never done before, in a job sense. You put in a 2-week notice at another job that maybe you've been doing for a while, and then you go to go try a new job that you've never done before. Maybe this is all new to you, something that you've never done before, you know. So, yeah.
God was telling me to make this move, so here I am. And let me just say, he has already been moving.
And God told her to make this move, y'all. God told her just to leave her job with nothing else lined up. Crazy. No, you told yourself that. God didn't tell you that. Because you would already have something already lined up and you wouldn't be on TikTok trying to make a TikTok video to probably make some one-hit wonder money.
Because the day I quit, literally I found a few jobs I wanted to applied to them. 2 days later, I had 2 interviews. Nice. I haven't had an interview in like 8+ months.
Okay. Maybe it was God. Y'all. Let's keep hearing it.
Nice.
That was crazy. And even if I don't get those jobs, that is confirmation enough for me that this was a move I was supposed to make.
Listen, I think that people can do whatever they want to do. But here's the other side of it, that quitting without a backup. Because, like, I know that the first question a lot of times will be, well, do you have savings to sustain you? Why would I want to use my savings up? Why would I stack that money so that I can make more money with that money? At least I do. So why would I want to use up the money that I put up for myself to make myself more comfortable, sustaining myself?
Facts.
I don't know.
Oh. We'll see what else happens in these next few weeks.
This is crazy. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. I always like to link back to the content creators because it's the right thing to do. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Am I crazy here?
Are you researching dental implant?
So my explanation of both of these videos with both of these women is that the second lady, I mean, she had immediate interviews, but what has happened since those interviews? Of course, in her mind, even if I didn't get the jobs, that would mean that that's what God wanted me to do. God also just allows things as well too. People, that job still has to interview people for that job, regardless of you or not. They still have to interview, and so you put in an application, and obviously they wanted to interview you because all they're doing is reading an application. They're reading your resume. They're learning about what they can learn from you on a piece of paper, and then they're having a follow up to have interviews with people. That's what they're supposed to do as an employer, and yes, they do choose those people, and God does help them choose those people to have interviews with, but you also just put in an application for a job, and of course they have to select people to have an interview with. It doesn't clarify that God wanted you to leave that job that you were at for however long you were at without having another job. So because you can go to an interview and be interviewed for a job, and that may not be the job for you, but you were still one of the candidates, because there may be another candidate that may have better skills than you or more skills than you. It's just like somebody who wakes up in the morning and goes to an interview, and I go to an interview as well too. Let's say they interviewed for a chef cooking job, and then there's me who has a whole culinary degree, who understands all about cooking, but you don't know nothing about cooking because you've been doing something else for so long. Maybe you've been working in warehouses for years, and now you want to try cooking. But I've been cooking since I was like 14 years old, going back to working at the version of Six Flags here in Kansas City. Six Flags is like a bigger known name, so that's why I'm using that instead of the Kansas City name. And then years later, I went to culinary school and got a culinary degree to understand even more about cooking, and have a whole degree in hospitality and restaurant management and all types of things, right? Versus you don't know nothing about cooking, but you decide that you go and have an interview. You decide to put an application, and then you are also selected for an interview along with me and others. And God will have you get an interview, and you can get an interview. But then there's me who comes in with a whole culinary degree, and then there's you who don't know nothing about culinary, but you want to go in the back kitchen and cook. You think that they're going to pass up me or other people? Let's say they need 3 chefs, right? And there is a panel of 5. There's a panel of 5 of us, right? And they only need 3. You really think out of a person that's certified, Surf Safe certified, got a degree in hospitality and restaurant management, and also I have a great personality and all that, and you think that they're going to pass up me and give the job to you who doesn't know nothing about culinary? That doesn't make any sense, man. Just because God said you need a job. No. And there's people who are certified for the job. Because the job is supposed to be given to the person who is most qualified. And it states that it's the most qualified, and then second in command is personality regarding getting a job. So her just saying, oh, I can just, because I got scheduled for an interview, oh, that's God telling me I should have left my job. No, that's just you being in line to get an interview, because there's a person like me who, if you went to apply for a culinary job, like I just said, and I applied along with 3 or 4 other people who have who have good experience, and let's say I'm the only one that has a culinary degree, but the other people don't have a culinary degree, but let's say they've been servers, or they've been dishwashers, or they've been prep cooks, or other things like that in the culinary field. So they have, but you have never done nothing. It's still unlikely that you would be selected. But drop a comment. Tell me what y'all think. I mean, that's my evaluation on it. Her trying to put God in it, and I'm just trying to clarify that part up and clear that up, is even though I can go apply for any job that I want to too, and I may not have no certification or know nothing about it, just want to do it for the first time, don't know nothing about it, and be selected for an interview too. But if 3 or 4 people come in there and they know all about this job and I don't, I know I'm not going to get called back. That's just normal common sense. I'm just going to have an interview, and then they'll say, oh, we'll be in touch, and they're not going to call me back. I've had culinary jobs that I've interviewed for and didn't get. And I'm certified. And I went to interviews and stuff, and God had me go to those interviews. So just because you quit your job and instantly had an interview before you left that job does not mean that you should have left your job, man. But drop a comment. Tell me what y'all think. Young Tripp, out.